Welcome everybody! Qualifier number 3 is officially starting with a match between the Cats and Team Ash. So, Meta Madness, the qualifiers, they still continue when qualifier number 3 now. And that means, of course, that we now have more pre-bans. And now, if you're watching Meta Madness for the first time, you're looking at the screen, you're thinking like, the fuck is this guy talking about? Pre-bans? What are pre-bans? Well, Meta Madness has 2 specific rules to make things a bit interesting. First rule is a hero can only be played once within a series. And that means that obviously as the series progresses, less heroes are available, makes things interesting. And we have pre-bans, and they're all listed down here. For qualifier number 3, we have now 12 heroes that are fully banned from the tournament that cannot be picked or banned. The new bans are Tracer, Lucio, Sergeant Hammer, and Abatha. And, well, that is going to make things even more spicy than we had it in the second qualifier. Now, again, as mentioned before, these bans and the number of bans are tied to sub-goals on the Twitch channel. So, very likely for the 4th qualifier and then also the 5th, we're going to have more bans coming in. Also, in case that you're wondering, because people have been asking in the past a bit, what happens if somebody picks the wrong hero? Well, fairly simple. We just redo the draft. Nothing crazy. Draft is redone. All the picks up to that point obviously going to be the same. Normally that doesn't happen. Teams follow and track everything with Excel sheets that they're being provided with. A lot of them by now also have their own tools that they're using instead. I mean, this is the 8th version of Meta Madness that we're running, but yeah, just as a bit of a side note. The tournament is $2,000 as prize money, fully financed by myself, so I put the prize money up this time because we don't have a big name sponsor or anything for this. Still Heroes of the Storm, still a niche of a niche here with our esports efforts. And well, with that, we're now heading straight into our first game of the best of 3 series. We are currently in the winner bracket in the round of 8, so double elimination system for this qualifier as we had for the previous ones. Now we got Dehaka and Muradin plus Junkrat. So with Garden of Terror being a pretty big map and a lot of the typical heroes that you would pick here obviously gone, we now have Dehaka as a pretty nice tool to go control, first of all, the size of the map, but also go for some mercenary camps. Greymane can help out with that very quickly. We have Wit on the Nubarak to dive in a bit deeper. And on the other side, Muradin with Junkrat. So, a bit of outside poke here. I just want to see more Rocket Ride, honestly. It was kind of fun when the Americans played Junkrat Rocket Ride as a counter to Deathwing. That was interesting. Interesting touch. But okay, so now we got Stukov. And, well, with Stukov being banned, that means that you can't go as easily into a sniper composition as you would have probably seen it with him. So this entire thing about a Nubarak diving in, lurking arm follow-up, Greymane with a bullet, and then bam, maybe Dehaka gets the tongue connected. All of these things cannot be played out that easily anymore. But our final ban kicking in for Garden of Terror. Great starting map, by the way. I like that we have Garden a bit more often these days. And they banned the old man. Alright, Deckard Cain. My friend, when you left Diablo, everything went south. Yeah, Blizzard just talked about like their plans apparently for expansion sets and stuff for Diablo. So first of all, it seems like their in-game shop is getting more crazy by the minute, and now they also want 40 or 50, something between 40 and 60 bucks every year for like a new set. And the game isn't even fixed yet. They still have a bunch of bugs, and people have been complaining about it the entire time. And I was just sitting there, it's just like, Jesus Christ, it's like, holy hell, boys. How embarrassing. Anyways, let's put that to the side. Tyrande and Imperius. Lots of stuns. Muradin, Tyrande, so the good old Miranda setup. And we have Imperius for even more stuns here. So, I'm kind of interested. Now we have Lunara and Uther. Yeah, so we have a few more stuns also in the other. I mean, the CC trains are definitely there. And with Lunara, you can also nicely poke from the outside. But Bishops being the last pick here. I'm kind of curious what we're going to get from him. They need a bit more burst damage in my eyes. If they're stacking this many stuns, you want to have someone else but Junkrat to really put out the damage. And instead, they're going for ETC. Damn. So we are going full melee on this one. All right. Garden of Terror, everybody. They got a pseudo-global with Morena's playing ETC now. And that is game number 1, the best of 3. Let's go, boys. First map between Team Ash and the Cats. Okay, so we're heading into the first game of the series, and whew, yeah, they weren't kidding. So we have apparently in this current version of Blizzard patched the game. So apparently they fixed some bugs, but they also introduced a couple. And one of the things that is also now bugged seemed to be the health bars, as you can see up at the top. So not so sure how much I like that. We'll have to see what we're gonna do, because let's face it, Blizzard's own UI is pretty trash too. Okay, so we'll have to see if we're just gonna run with it today or what are we gonna do here. But on the left side we got Dark Druida on Drake on Greymane, we got Obelanali on Lunara, Hireth on Dehaka, Captain Rex on Uther, and Wit on Nubarak. Okay, we're gonna introduce the boys on the right side in a moment, but I actually kind of like this. It's kind of funny. I wonder what happens once that we get our, when we're actually getting our heroic abilities over there. So that's big health bars that we're having. I mean, I'm gonna tell Ali about it. Usually he's super quick fixing all of this stuff. Not sure if he can do it already for the second day, but I guess this is the version for people that have some kind of side problems. So if you had problems in the past seeing the health bars, this is Blizzard's fix for it. It's like, yeah, we made them bigger. Bigger is better. So they're super thick now, and that means that the Haka is nearly dead. I mean, honestly, I was looking at the health bars the entire time and even missed that the Haka was going down. Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, we'll have to run with this today. I'm not quite sure how we're gonna play this out. I really dislike Blizzard's standard UI for casting. It's really bad, but yeah. But okay, anyways, we're now with Ranger on level 1. We got the extra wound timers, and on the other side, the Guitar Hero. I was a bit surprised to see that they're going into this many melee heroes, but then again, if you're talking about particularly, of course, Imperius, he is packing a punch, so he's getting quite a bit of damage out there. Up towards the top, we still have Lopaka playing this one out. And yep, over here towards the middle, our first little skirmish. The problem again is that with all these melee heroes, they have to heavily commit to a fight if they really want. Oh, no way! Bishops! My boy gets out of the fight. Look at that. Wit was hoping that he would maybe get a little bit too close to home, but nope, cannot get the kill. So we had first blood already. The Haka fell. He is the only one so far. And that means that we have Team Ash in a bit of a lead with this. So, yeah. All the way at the top, they're still dealing, obviously, with the minions there. The camps that were taken earlier. If you're playing on Garden of Terror, you're really trying to get as many mercenary camps as quickly as possible. I mean, this is the map with the most mercenary camps, so the more you can grab them, the more pressure you're going to build up against your opponent. You're going to find yourself in a pretty neat position there. But again, with that, we're now having a nice stun combo on Greymane, and even with the heals from Uther, he barely makes it. Wit, then again, not so lucky. Yeah, he doesn't have any cooldowns ready, and he is dying. And the same might also be true from the Haka, as he gets body blocked. He thought he fit through that little gap, and newsflash, he didn't. So now we have 3 kills to 0. Team Ash, as usual, coming out swinging with some extra aggression here. Me likey. Okay, then again, another quick jump. They're trying to go again for Greymane, and they get him this time. So it took them a couple of tries, but with Greymane now falling, the cats are getting drowned right now. They're not in a good spot, to say the least. That's 4 kills to 0, half a level behind. It's getting a bit tricky here, as you can obviously tell. So we'll have to see what exactly they're going to do with that. Down at the bottom of the map now, with all of these rotations, we have Junkrat even starting to get some damage in on the bottom wall too. Muradin super aggressive over there, basically acting like an observer ward now. And yeah, that leaves us with level 7 talents locked in, and we're getting Hammer on. Interesting setup from ETC, because honestly I expect him to go full into some side lane ETC build and then also go for stage dive. Normally that means that you're going Echo Paddle, but in this case we're not anywhere near that. ETC, actually, now that we're talking about him, might have to slide over here unless he's gonna get killed. He doesn't have a power slide, does he now? No, and he's also running out of space. So, ETC has been taken down, and, well, that's the end of Lunara. Nice play by Lopaka, by the way. Junkrat prepped that kill perfectly. So they immediately went in and started to just take someone else down after ETC died. I still have to laugh about the health bars. But it's so typical Blizzard that they're coming in and they're trying to bring in a patch, and now they created more problems that they solved. To be fair, this is a third-party UI. I mean, yes, it is heaps and bounds better than their stock one, but still, obviously, they would ruin some things. And also, there's a few bugs, apparently. Greymane with Wizened Duelist apparently is bugged. There's a couple of other talents that are also problematic. Yeah, I'm just like, why am I not surprised? But yeah, okay, it is what it is. Okay, now people suggest this is actually health beam now. They're not wrong. They're definitely not wrong. How are these guys surviving like this, by the way? Shizakid jumping back out again here and actually making it. They're so close to level 10 now as well. It's getting really dangerous for the blue team because there's 2 tributes or 2, what's it called, seeds. 2 seeds, a totally different mechanic, guys. This is totally not the same thing or anything. But yeah, so Team Ash has already 2 of their seeds, so another one could come in a moment. And, well, what are we getting here? Yep, so... There's a quick little hit. Yeah, can they get another kill there? Maybe get Lunara? No, not quite. Yeah, coming in with stage dive and all the ults that they're basically throwing out there. And the blue team doesn't have anything. They need to be a bit more careful or they're going to lose more than just Nubarak. The Haka is still at the top, trying to get them enough experience for level 10. But just generally speaking, the red team is absolutely crushing it. Yep, well done. They're getting the bottom fort, and they should be able to also... Well, should they be able to pick up the next seed here? They could, I suppose. Up at the top, the Haka's at least getting damage in on the fort, so there's something. And yes, there we go. There's the channel happening. And... yeah. Not taking it yet. This might actually be an interrupt. It should be an interrupt. Lunara is there. Lunara is really annoying. So yeah, Nubarak is coming in, dives over, gets another interrupt. So yeah, they're not getting this one for free. If they would have gone there immediately upon the spawn, then maybe they had a chance. But as is, they will still have to fight for it. ETC is now already up at the top, so he's going to get some side lane pressure and just waits for the next stage dive opportunity. Shizakid is jumping out again. Muradin is all over the place today. And even a Riptire interrupt. Damn. Riptire interrupt from Junkrat. They're not gonna get to level 13 anytime soon, so talent advantages are not gonna come in too quickly. But here comes ETC! And they go for Uther. Oh, nice! The Cocoon actually preventing the power slide. That just saved Uther. That was sick city from with Nubarak with a really nice move there. If not for that, that would have been the end of him. And now instead ETC dies, but Junkrat has channeled. So we get Garden Terrors. So, let's see how much damage they're gonna get with those. Uther locked in at the side. No, wait! Okay, at least they're making their way out. Oh no, Bambi, not like this! Uther comes in, oh dear. Lunara, the Storm Bolt, just at the pitch perfect moment. Frame perfect, stunning her, but nobody realized that would happen. And so, yeah, they are not ready for the kill. Doesn't change the fact that now we have 6 kills to 2, and, well, we get more and more structures destroyed on the blue team side. So, yeah, they are definitely struggling on this one. But it's not as much as it could have been. They're apparently really worried about... Bambi gets stunned here, too. Yeah, so much for that. But yeah, now they're all collapsing towards the top, at least slowly on the minimap, gathering up and seeing if they can maybe gank up on someone there. That has not happened thus far. In the meantime, we now have Harsh Moonlight in. And yeah, with level 13, we now also have, of course, the extra talent. So the leading experience is not really as big as it was previously. They were in a really good spot initially when they had this many kills over their opponent. Now things are starting to slowly change, but it's still more than a half level lead for the red team, so they have the talent advantage. But the gap isn't as big anymore. Might still be able to steal this camp away. Yep, they're coming in, stealing the Siege Giants, and it seems like they might also get a kill here, at least if they're able to go for Greymane again. Stage dive to cut his path of retreat off, I'd assume, and now they can go for the slide, and they get the kill? No, the Divine Shield came back online, and Uther dropped it. Mirrodin has to pop his ult too in order to get out of the fight, but they are all low. The entire blue team is super low here. Now, ETC finds himself on the wrong side of the wall, so he is going to get killed as well, or at least I would assume so. Well, maybe. Does he get an... Oh, nah, he doesn't get an ability back. They're not getting anything there. So it's a kill for a kill, but they stole the Siege Giants away, so still a win for the red team. And Imperius finds himself in the middle on defense already as is. So, yep, 7 kills to 3. And in the meantime, of course, we have also on the damage numbers Lunara on 24,000, top damage for her team, and we have 29,000 for Junkrat, exceeding that a bit. It's also kind of wild to me that we have heroes like Lunara already on the first map, but then again, if you're playing on Garden of Terror, for this, for example, she's just really good. Get that long-range interrupt and just piss your opponent off a bit, and that's exactly what they did here. So, another stun, a follow-up, Stormbolt, ult. Poor Uther. Uther is sitting there, is like, I can't play the game, nothing happens. And now they're going for Wit, who has just used his cooldowns in order to try and save him, which didn't work out. So Wit is now also in trouble and might fall, and indeed does. Eats 1 grenade too many, and that is the end of the frontline tank. 9 kills, 2-3, and after they destroyed the fort at the bottom and the top lane, they're now aiming for the middle to make the same thing happen here. But well done, nicely played. Team Ash with some pretty good moves here. So... down to the bottom of the map, yeah, another lick, okay. Nicely done, come in and get the hit on that. And in the meantime, we have now, with that topside play, another fort destroyed. The entire outer ring of defense is therefore gone. Red team pretty dominant on this first map. And yeah, down to the bottom of the map still, bishops. The wave clear on experience, I think, minion experience, yeah, they're minion experience heavily ahead right now. They've been pretty diligent around this. It's kind of funny to me that ETC didn't see this. So this one gets stolen. But the red team is using their time at the bottom of the map and might make a move for that quickly. But yeah, the experience distribution between the two teams is heavily favoring the red team. Passive experience is now getting up there. Minion experience is where they're taking a lead. And the same is true for mercenaries and heroes as well. So they are looking extremely good. And it gets reflected with the talent advantage. They have level 16. For that we now get Empower. Bishops a bit low and dead. Nicely done. Yeah, well played. Okay, so full-on grenade barrage. ETC coming in as well, and the pancake kill against Greymane. Greymane is gone, gets pancaked by ETC, and Uther died too. So now they are easily going for the Haka. Might get a kill. Oh, Bambi is also in trouble. Gets gets owled. Get wrecked. Lunara with a kill, and boy oh boy, they're putting on a clinic here. Team Ash is absolutely crushing this game. Game number 1, more a statement than anything else. 12 kills to 4, and they are insanely dominant. With 13 minutes in, death timers aren't crazy or anything, but they are definitely good enough to allow them to go for the keep and maybe even take this one out. Imperius is already defending the middle, where one fort was finally destroyed, so the camp was a bit too much. Blue team has gotten the structure, but it doesn't change the fact that they are losing one of the major ones at the bottom of the map, and I don't think they can chase this. ETC is already moving away. They didn't even have an interest in it. Even with level 16 now in the hands of the blue team, they're still playing this a bit carefully. So, yeah. But alright, we got up at the top. Herath coming in. Lunara, Bambi is back. Already Christmas, Bambi. I swear to God, by the way, Gingerbread is going to be my demise this winter. It's just so damn good. There's nothing better than in the afternoon, in the evening, you know, sitting there just like watching a show, watching a movie or something. A little bit of Gingerbread is like, but yeah. ETC, back to business. Well, he turned into ETC. Comes in and immediately is like, alright boys, I'm going, bye. I'll see you later. Okay, so... Well, with that, here comes another little play by Imperius. They're trying for another kill. Blue team, they have an opportunity now with a 5 versus 4, so at least they want to steal this away. And... yeah... not so much. Can't steal the camp. They're 2 levels behind. The gap is too big. Maybe if they get the objective. I mean, the next seed, if they can claim it somehow, they might have a chance there, but I just don't think that it's gonna happen, simply because we have level 20 by then for Team Ash, and that should allow them to get the seed for free. So, yeah, not sure. But alright, there we go. Good stun and good kill. That's the way they gotta play this. If they can repeat that play a few more times, then they're in a good spot. And Renella is also gonna die. He's not... Why is ETC coming in here? What? What did you just do, Morenas? Why the hell did you just jump on that? Please tell me he misclicked. Like, what was that? Why would you ever jump in there? Like, that makes no sense. Honorable Sudoku, if anything. I mean, that cow was totally suicidal. So now they're gonna get garden terrors. They would have gotten them before. But that little suicide move there, that was pretty impressive. I mean, yeah. Like, everybody was dead already, and he's just like, I want some too. And so he comes in, and he's dead. If that's the beginning of a comeback, oh boy. That would be quite something. So, the Haka's defended the top lane now. Garden Terrors are all over the place. I mean, this one has a long way to walk. That Garden Terror is just sitting there, and he's like, are you serious? Really? I gotta walk the entire map? Everything? Full lane? I was like, not cool, not cool. I just ate. Feel heavy. Like, yeah. 20 talents on both sides now, though. So, yeah, here's the opportunity. Can the cats bring it back? That would be amazing. Can you imagine being as far ahead as Team Ash was and then losing the game? It might happen here. I mean, we're not there yet, but I assume that there's going to be at least one more fort that will be destroyed now, maybe even 2. And then the difference in structures is going to be very small. Now ETC gets attacked, alright, they try to turn it quickly with another CC chain. Morenas eats the stun, but they're getting out. And that is also true for Herath. So the Haka got a bit low here. Oh, delivery system, there we go. ETC sliding into the back here. They want that kill. And ETC again realizes quickly that he doesn't really want to be part of this. Uther dies, but he has redemption, so he'll be back. The fort at the top has been destroyed. Down at the bottom of the map, they didn't get that lucky yet. And yeah, well, we got... I'm still in a fairly decent spot now. 54,000 damage by Junkrat. Grammy now on 48k. And with them rotating down to the bottom of the map, the blue team is hoping to destroy the last fort. Good stun on the other hand from Shizakid. 27,000 damage by Muradin now. And yeah, a couple of camps are up. So the situation has changed significantly. The big problem for the blue team is that the bottom of the map is the only lane where they haven't taken out the opponent's fort. So now it's still a catapult on every single wave against 0 catapults on the other side. Meaning as the game progresses, that bot lane is going to be a pain in the ass for the cats. A huge one. But yeah. So, well, up towards the top, still. We by now, I'm just realizing, by the way, that the overlay bug, thank you Blizzard, again, has to be appreciated. Guys, this is the reason why I don't want Blizzard to touch the game. Exactly that. That's the reason. I don't think that good things are going to happen. I'm absolutely okay with all the optimists out there. It's totally fine. But yeah, I personally, I just don't. No, for me, just no. Just let's take the hands off the game. It's not going to be positive anyways. So yeah, it actually overlays the core points a bit, is what I wanted to say. Which is fairly annoying. So yeah, so there's that. The owl comes in, and there's another quick hit as they're again trying to make their way for Lunara. Honestly, if they get the kill here, they might be able to end the game too. So the core hasn't really taken anything just yet. But yeah, that's the chance. If they get kills here, It's kind of funny to me in the first place. Look, they're trying to escort the catapults in, but the catapults are getting blocked by siege giants as usual, and then very easily taken down by Lunara. I don't even know why they're sieging up this heavily. It's 20 versus 20. Why would you try and give them a fight right underneath their core? Escorting the wave in, yep, that makes it a little bit more sense, but for everything else, I would be a bit more cautious and at least have ETC guard the top lane and ensure that nothing happens there. So, yeah. Another quick slide, and yeah, can they catch Wit? They might now. Stormbolt, yep, and there's another stun. He goes straight into the hands of Bishops, who was just waiting there. Just waiting for him. So now they got one kill, they're hoping for another. ETC says hello too. Yeah, could go for Bambi. Oh my god, they're going for everyone now. Yep, with an ult from Imperius, they're putting Uther into trouble. Yeah, Dehaka, he's also low. Myrden jumps in. Divine Shield is out. Uther is dead. Redemption cooldown is ready again, so he'll be back. Greymane won't. Now, that seems like it's gonna be the end of this one. Okay, so we're coming in for the core, I suppose. Nicely done, I gotta say, by Team Ash. They were struggling a bit at some really weird moments, especially ETC suiciding fully into a team fight that was already over. Was kind of strange, but it is what it is. So, as it happens, we get the Haka destroyed too. That leaves Lunara. Well, scratch that. 5-man team wipe seals the deal. And with that, we're now heading straight into game number 2. Team Ash taking the lead with a 1-0 in this best-of-3 series as they take the victory on Garden of Terror against the Cats. GG. Well played.
So, a quick reminder before we're jumping into the second game of the series, guys. Once again, until the 8th of December, we have a cooperation going on with Raid Shadow Legends where you can support the stream for completely free. As you know, I'm hosting Meta Madness myself. I put the prize money up and everything. So if you guys want to support this a little bit, if you want to help me to host more tournaments like this in the future, you can now do that for free just by playing a game while you're actually watching the stream, for example, or while you're watching the VODs. There's a link in the description to Raid Shadow Legends. All that you gotta do is download the game and then play through the tutorial. And if you're extra generous with your time and you really want to help the stream, you can play the account to level 10 or play the account to level 25. That would even be better. We also have a clan. I'll link it in the description too if you guys want to check it out a bit more. Again, I've been playing the game for a while, but if you just want to support the stream a little bit, download the game through the link, play through the tutorial, and that would already help. So thank you very much. Thanks for listening and enjoy game number 2.
Okay, game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Team Ash with the lead. Now the 10 heroes that were played on the previous map cannot be played again. And 12 heroes are banned for the entirety of qualifier number 3. So that's 22 heroes that are already out. I also fixed the overlay a little bit. Didn't really. So basically what I did, I reverted now back to the standard UI from Blizzard and I adjusted my overlay a bit that displays the scores and the name and everything. Personally, I hope that Ali, big shout out to him by the way, that he will fix his UI as quickly as he possibly can. I'm not quite sure what exactly Blizzard screwed up there, but obviously something doesn't work as intended. Normally he's pretty fast with all of this, but I'm not so sure if he's going to be able to fix it for this weekend. So maybe the entirety of the third qualifier is going to be played out with the standard UI from Blizzard, which I am, again, not a fan of. Not at all. And it was supposed to be reworked multiple times, but it never happened for Blizzard reasons. But yeah, it is what it is. So, with that said and done, we got Cho'Gall banned out. Once again, Team Ashes doesn't like fun. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. Who doesn't like that big chopster over there? So, come on, like, get me some Cho'Gall in. The Cats made one mistake. The Cats played Cho'Gall in the first qualifier, and ever since then, whenever we're going to any of the smaller maps, everybody looks at them, just says, nope, ain't happening. Goodbye. Stitches is by now also a banned hero for Tomb of the Spider Queen. After in qualifier number 2 he was played multiple times as a very early and fast pick on Tomb, so now they're banning that one too. We get Sylvanas as our opening hero. And well, with Johanna, another wave clear hero gets obviously banned. But yeah, it's getting fun. It's getting kind of fun here. Lucio is now in the ban list, so that's one that doesn't need to be addressed anymore. Tracer is out, Sergeant Hammer. So I personally don't understand why Abathur gets all the time banned. People have suggested that one of the theories that is floating around on why Abathur always gets banned, because it doesn't make any sense to me, is that people think Abathur is the first hero in the list. So if you're going to the vote because you're saying like, hey, I want to cast my vote to whichever hero gets banned, and some people go in there, even though we have a separate link for the results where you can look at the results only, a lot of people seem to be going into the vote list and then they just click on the first hero in the list because all they want is to see the results and which heroes are currently in the lead. That's the working theory, because in every single Meta Madness event so far, Abathur was always one of the heroes that got banned out and then sometimes gets saved, but it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Who doesn't love watching the slug? I understand that some people might not want to play against him, but it's not like Abathur is in every single game or anything like that, so yeah. We get Rexa, we got Stukov, so finally we got that lurking arm action. Banning at least Garrosh out, but Bishops on the other side is playing Falstad. I could have seen Cassia for them. Could have seen Cassia as well. And Renla starts things off with Rhaegar, which by the way would also have been a pretty good pick for the previous map when you're looking at wave clear. Varian is in the house and we get Chromie. If anything, it's shocking to me that Chromie is still around, alright? Just saying. So yeah, Chromie, 12 heroes are already banned. Chromie not one of them. Really? Really, team? Here we go again! It's like, pff, shoot me now. Okay, so blue team, final two picks. They gotta win 2 in a row now, or they're gonna drop into the losers bracket. So, what are we gonna get? Medivh? Ah, and Arthur's. It's getting good. I like it. Portal Arthur's in, and then give me all of that CC. Frostmourne hungers. Let's go. Alright, Morena's final pick. And, well, they need a side lane now. They don't have one yet. We got the damage, we got the main tank, but they need a side lane. Unless, of course, side lane is being played by Twin Blades Varian. You never know. I don't think so. Deathwing. Alright. No, here's the chicken skin. Don't do this to me. Why? Why? Oh, okay. So, Cats against Ashe. Red team is in the lead. Let's go, boys. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Okay, here we are, game number 2, and on the left side we have the Cats with Dark Druida, aka Dracula on Sylvanas. We got Vit on Arthas, Erath is playing Rexa, Captain Rex is playing Stukov, and Ovelanali is playing Medivh. Say that 3 times fast. Ovelanali, Ovelanali, Ovelanali. Ha! It works. Nice, nice.
Hail to the king, baby.
On the right, thank you. On the right side of the map, Team Ashe with Renella on Rhaegar. We got Shizakid on Varian, Morenas on Deathwing, Bishops on Falstad, and Lopaka is playing Chromie. Yeah, and I should do that. that's the reason why I hate this UI, by the way. Whenever you want to have a proper look at talents outside of just the top of the screen, you're getting met with that real massive thing blocking the screen. By the way, just as a side note, I gave Blizzard, when I moved to the US, the feedback that you could make this UI so much better if you would make just this massive thing here, if you would just make it smaller, the way that it is in the other UI. And then they were like, oh my god, this is a great idea, let's do that. 8 years later. And it's still the same. Because, you know, too difficult. We can't do something that any third-party developer can do within a weekend. Do as an indie company. There are certain limits that what Blizzard can actually pull off. Just a little bit of a side note for people that didn't know. You know, like tales from the days past. But yeah, so what we get right now is Team Ashe starting off with a first death, so they already lost 1. And in the meantime, obviously, we are having Chromie going for a little bit of extra vision with her level 1 talent and Doral Anomaly as her level 4. Falstad is just racking up some miles with this frequent flyer program. And Morenas is just tilting the shit out of me because he goes for this shitty skin. This is not a skin that benefits the dragon. If you are Deathwing, you don't want to look like a chicken. This is a turkey skin. He looks like a turkey, he looks like a chicken, he looks like he's on his way to KFC and is trying to sell himself or something. So yeah, Deathwing is a prostitute apparently in this analogy. I don't know where I went with this. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is like, this is not cool. There's so many cool skins. You can go full Jade Dragon, I don't mind it. You can go for the Black Tin, that's fine as well. But this is just not alright. Morenas, we gotta talk. There's so many Deathwing players that saw the light after they've been called out by me. Morenas so far has not wavered, and I am not on board with this. So yeah, he's gonna get called out. Either way, with level 4 kicking in a little bit faster for the Cats, they still take damage here in the middle. They might be slightly ahead in experience. But yeah, so there it is. Up or at the top. Well, in the meantime, what do we got there? It's just a bit of defense. Gems are getting collected slowly. Arthur's also with a bit of a focus on the Frozen Tempest right now with his level 4 talent. So initially I thought when they picked him that they might even go and try for a few Frostmourne talents and play around those. But so far that hasn't happened. Now we have of course some portal plays with Medivh, who's also stacking his baseline talents. That's, by the way, another one that's really annoying with this particular UI, that you can't see baseline stacks. So yeah, stacking in general is not really visible. This is, by the way, the stuff that you gotta deal with, you know, when you're commentating games just in general, UIs that you're having a look at, and those are just some of the troubles. So I'm not quite sure who actually followed that little storyline from game number 1 to this, but this is one of the reasons why Blizzard's UI always got worse over time. Because they added more and more things to the game, like baseline quests, more stacks. Talking about stacks, Medivh just lost his. So not only did they lose Stukov and Medivh, but he also lost the stacks that he had. We're only 3 minutes in, so it doesn't hurt him too much, but still. But yeah, Blizzard added more and more things. They added quest talents, they added baseline quest talents, and they never really reflected those in the UI. Made it insanely annoying for us as casters during the days of HGC to follow what was going on. Usually we required to have 2 PCs in the game so that one PC could literally have the tab open where you could follow everything because it wasn't visible in the UI itself. Made it also very weird to just, you know, tell people about it sometimes. A lot of people were just thrown off by that too. And now we're here nearly 10 years after they, I think 10 years after they released the first alpha, and they still haven't added that. So for all of the patches that they bring in, I would heavily recommend that at some point they either give the UI a bit of love as well, if they want to continue doing that, or at least make sure that the superior UIs that the community has created are not being ruined by their patches. So yeah. But yeah, this is the stuff that you kind of got to deal with here. Something that people most of the time don't see. If you're on the Twitch chat, obviously, then you have at least gotten a bit of a hint of that when we're trying to fix things during the break between map number 1 and map number 2. But yeah, it is what it is. Now for tournament number 3, I don't expect that we're going to get any relief there. I don't think Ali is going to work as fast, but hopefully for the 4th qualifier, we're going to do that. Now either way, we now have with some real nice moves around the first objective, the first fort already destroyed, and the fight could also maybe take a few more down. Icebound Fortitude on level 7 now for Arthur's, so Wit can at least block some damage there. But in addition to that... By the way, Rexa did not go into Hunter-Gatherer on level 4, which personally I expected him to go for, because this is still one of the best globe maps. So if you're just looking to complete any kind of globe talent, this is a really nice one to pull that off on, because you can rotate between the lanes so quickly. But yep, hasn't done any of that. Instead, what we're getting is the Grizzled Fortitude over here. And yeah, Chicken Wing up at the top. So, down to the bottom of the map. We still have the Siege Giants claimed. And poor Misha is acting as a stacking bar for bishops here. But yeah, there is still a tournament available for the Cats. So they have 35 gems turned in. They got 35 in their hands. So it's more than enough to get them their own first Webweaver wave. But the position is being guarded. And level 10 is super close now for Team Ash. So that is going to allow them fairly quickly to maybe even get another tournament for themselves. They're 20 gems short. But at least they can deliver what they currently hold in their hands and safeguard that. Deathwing, Töre, here in the middle. I'm going to call him Chicken Wing. For the rest of the game, I'm just gonna call him Chicken Wing. If you go for that skin, I'm not respecting this. So yeah. Alright, so Chicken Wing here in the middle. Has 11 that he could also turn in. Hasn't done any of that yet. And all the way up at the top, they're still nibbling away at the hit points on the fort. Blue team still has to be careful, of course. Ah, nice cleanse there. Well done. So, Chromie gets saved. They're coming in again. Chicken Wing at the front, coming in with the ult. And they go for Stukov, who gets cut off from the rest of the team. They're driving away Jin. And they might even be able to get another kill. Now, obviously, when you're playing the Portal plays with Medivh, then you can make up for a lot of the disadvantages that Arthas has these days. You can close gaps very, very quickly and just portal him right into the team fight, or save him if he finds himself in trouble and can't really move out of the battle. So Medivh is going to be absolutely crucial for everything that happens here. Completing the baseline quest is obviously something that you would still love to do, but even outside of that, he's going to offer a whole lot of utility to the team. Of course, also accounting for the vision that he'll provide throughout the game. We have a turn-in now possible for Team Ash, so technically they can get the second turn-in in the row before the blue team gets theirs. And here we are. Nice. So, 14, come on. And yeah, so Chicken Wing can turn in now. Medivh is not gonna risk interrupting here. That's not gonna happen. It's way too risky. Morenas, he was about to be interrupted by Misha, but the timing didn't really work out for Rexa here. So with level 12 in their hands, Team Ash has now a 1 level lead, and they are getting closer to a turn-in for themselves. And Falstad obviously is still roaming free on the map and is getting more and more damage in on the top side, as nobody is dealing with it because they're trying to prevent the turn-in at the bottom of the map. It means that Falstad has an insane amount of wiggle room now to take that top side fort out. Turn-in attempt and interrupted by Varian. Alright. So they're buying even more time for Falstad. Birdie can also fly down and help out here if they want to take the fight. And indeed, that's exactly what Bishops does. Gets the gust in. Nice. Whoa. They made that happen. Yep, they get the kills here. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. We get Rexa, Arthas, and Stukov denied. And now they're going for Medivh, who gets interrupted and is losing his stacks again. Medivh is not going to make it. The entire team gets wiped off the map. Nicely done. Another 5-man team wipe as they lose all their heroes and the position. And guys, this means that all of the gems that they had are now gone too. All of the gems that they were holding are now gone. And they're already losing forts before the Web Weavers are even here. So this makes it just worse. So very nice play. Gust straight into Deathwing, and then of course also tower range. It was way too much for them to handle. So this might just be the beginning of the end. Losing the entire team here, falling farther behind in experience, and then also losing out on all the gems that you still have been holding. That's disastrous. They have nothing right now. And this push is going to hit them hard. Because we are talking keeps now. Topside fort will be destroyed by Falstad 100%. There's no way anything there is going to do it. But yeah, same time now, we have them still pushing down at the bottom of the map a little bit. Falstad is still alone at the top. And if the blue team decides to defend down here with 5, Falstad is going to take that opening for sure. In the middle, they have defended pretty well. But yep, this top side wall is now about to be destroyed. Quick note on the damage numbers, by the way, just so you have a bit of an idea of what's going on here. We got 30,000 for Chromie, we got 19,000 for Sylvanas. And down at the bottom of the map, they're still breaking through here. So as the damage keeps ramping up for Sylvanas in particular, she's going to try and get some kills in for the team. But they have so far only been able to get a single kill in this one. Not more than that. So kind of unfortunate for them. Leyline, okay, so they get that out. Leyline is in. Another attempt to force the fight here. Deathwing is already scorching the earth as they're retreating. And this is another death on the side of Medivh, who is definitely not going to get his stacks together in this game. With Stukov now falling, that's 2 of them destroyed. And this seems more and more like this might be the beginning of the end. Another hit, another taunt, and this is the end of Sylvanas, so they're killing 4, and they can easily take down that bottom keep. And from the posturing that they're doing, from the position that they're taking, you can already tell that they are not going to end it there. They are definitely thinking of moving straight in for the core and ending the game right now, which might or might not be possible. They don't have that much time, and then the 5-man is back up on the map, so they're gonna get some damage done here, but I'm not quite sure if they can take the entire thing down. It might be a bit too early. Ancestral had to be used. The core is at 86%. They can still poke this slightly, and they should, but they are retreating. And yes, that's definitely the better choice. Both teams have enough gems, by the way, for a turn-in. Gus to save the retreat. They're still on the run here. And the portals are, of course, the problem. Portals are the problem. Chromie. Oh boy, they might not get out here. Deathwing is retreating as well and is trying to cover the retreat as best as possible, but this is likely going to be the end of him. So yeah, he sacrifices himself. They lost 10 gems. That also means that technically they don't have the turn-in anymore. They only need 3 gems to make it happen, but that's of course a bit of a problem. So with that now said and done, we're having finally a set of blue web weavers descending. They get some pressure play here. And obviously, we're also looking at a quick, neat little move for the Siege Giant camp, the Bruiser camp, which might help them to break through the middle a bit. But, yep, there's their chance. Now, as you might have noticed already from the talent board, we don't have level 16 yet for the Cats, meaning that not only is there a 2-level advantage for Team Ash, which of course results in a stats advantage, but in addition to that, we also have the problem for the blue team that they don't have that level 16 talent. They need to turn in here, but it's putting a bit of a dampener onto their push attempt. With Sylvanas, they can always try and get at least a fort, but they have to be careful whenever they're forced into a fight, because that can backfire very quickly. Red team is currently defending in the middle more so than anywhere else. And yeah, let's try to see what they can do there. Bit of a burn up at the top as Deathwing is defending one lane by himself. Down at the bottom of the map, on the other hand, they're going for Chromie again. That's 17 gems. Ancestral keeping her alive, but they're not done yet with this. Shizakid is still in trouble and gets fully surrounded by the opponent. Oh, but there's the kill on Sylvanas. Nice from Chromie. They're diving in and they're taking everyone out again. Guys, I gotta tell you, Team Ash is just absolutely ruthless here. 17 kills to 2. 17 kills to 2 at the 14-minute mark. They went for Sylvanas here. The Gust from Bishop, as he comes in with a proper angle, cuts the rest of them off too. Medivh, of course, loses his stacks again. I called it already earlier. He's not going to complete it this game. And they're crossing the map in an attempt to go for core. Now, once again, death timers not really too great here, but they might just be able to pull it off this time as they're moving in for a victory in this best of 3 series. Team Ash, they're taking the 2-0. No chance of saving this any longer. The Cats go to the losers bracket and Team Ash moves on to the winner bracket semi-final. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.